Hey guys, this is Thigh Company here, and today's episode we are going to be helping out Eric with data and functions. So data and functions is, from my understanding, a topic with algebra. He says he needs help, that he's failing. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on here, kind of diagnose issues here. I'm on Eric's school page here, student page. And already I can take a look at here. So first thing that I do, since we're on Canvas here, what I do is I always switch to card view. It helps me take a look at everything and understand what's going on. Some people have a different page than what I have here too. But overall, to me, this seems to help. Like, I can see what's going on, and I can take a look at his other stuff too. The way that his school system works, there's not an accurate way. Otherwise, I can go in and try to see if I can find his grades out, because see, they don't really post the stuff on Canvas here. But anyway, he was asking me to take a look at his algebra class. So, algebra, what is that going to be in our system here? I think this is it, AFDA. This might be it. Let me see if it gives me the information. Yeah, it looks like it. Functions, algebra stuff. Alright, here's what I do first. So first thing that I'm going to do, check and see if there's stuff I can access on Canvas. Sometimes I have to go in and look at everything here. So he says that he's failing. From what I can see here, let's see, will it let me redo the stuff? How many attempts? Oh, he only... Okay, so I can't do that because he maxed out his attempts on that, unfortunately. So first thing I'm doing is I'm looking to see if there's anything I can redo. And already based on this having 3 attempts, I'm probably not going to have much. But I'll go in and still double check everything. I'm assuming he's done everything already. He had 2 attempts. I'm assuming he's done all the attempts here. So first thing I'm doing is I'm looking in. Second attempt, will you let me do it again? 30, 90. Yeah, it probably won't let me. Right. Okay, so now I just have to go back and forth, seeing what I can do. Otherwise, I think I can just start going into all these and doing reviews. Because what's interesting, first thing I see, his assignment page and his grade page seem to have 2 different sets of assignments. Alright, so let me check Unit 3 quiz review. Oh, here we go. I can take this one again. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take this again. What is the complete factorization of x squared minus 5x minus 4? So you basically, you know, what they do here is you got to get 2 of these, and there's a few different ways to calculate it. So if it's a minus and a minus, usually it's almost always a minus and a plus. So x squared meaning that both of these got to have an x. 14 meaning the 2 last numbers have to be basically multiply to 14. So 1 and 14 or 2 and 7, which are the 2 options, right? And then 5x being that first thing it does, it takes out our 1 and 14 because it has to be a thing where the 2 numbers have to basically add up to get a negative 5x. So in this case, you know, if it's a negative 2 plus 7, it's going to be a plus 7. If it's plus 2 minus 7, it's negative 5. So my immediate thinking is this, right? So another thing I'm going to do I'm going to see if I can duplicate this. If I can go and I'm going to see if it'll let, one thing I did that's probably not the best. I'm going to see if I can go in and get his attempts. There we go. Alright, so they purposely hide that so I can't cheat, right? So that's the first thing I'm checking to see if I can cheat. I'm going to do a few things here because in my mind it's safe to double check my work, and especially since he's not timed here. They check how long he's been working, but I don't think that's going to matter. So first I'm going to do see if a few of my calculators work on this. There we go. Alright. First thing I did was it didn't like that x squared, so I'm going to work on that. There. Factor. There we go. And so my assumption is basically correct. See, there's different methods to do a lot of these questions in algebra. I just used what I call my logic method that I just explained to you all, because basically the two numbers when you multiply, it's gotta be this. Since this is a positive x, basically it's x and x. And the reason it's not going to be 1 and 4 because you got to get a 5 here, right? When you're like adding, subtracting. So that's my reasoning there. So it's definitely that plus 2 minus 7 that we have here, right? So that's 1. Okay. How many questions we have? 10. All right. Second question. What are the factors of the polynomial graph below? So since it's a parabola, it's got to be one of these, right? An x times an x. So there's a few different ways we can do this. We can multiply, you can divide, and all that. My first initial thinking, because this is going up, let me see here. Graph x squared. Yeah, so basically standard parabola has the bottom below and then the ends go up, right? So since this is that, I'm assuming it's going to be both positive. Here's my reasoning. Let's say I do, alright, let's see here. Actually, no, hold up. I'm doing the wrong thing here. So here's the thing. You got to remember what? That this is moved, and it's moved to the left and moved down. So it's moved to the left by half of 1 and down 2. So 0.5 down 2, right? So I got a few ways to solve this. I can plug the numbers in, which I think I'm going to do that. Okay. So graph. And the reason I'm doing this is because it's been forever since I've last done this assignment or this type of work, but I know how to solve it. Okay, I think it was +1 and then just so I know that this thing is understanding what I am doing, putting that dot or multiplication function or symbol in that so it knows how to calculate. So I think if it's negative, you go left, and negative, you go down. There's I have to reference. There's a way. It's like if it's plus this way, you go left that many times. If it's minus this way, it's that many times. If it's a multiple factor, it widens. If it's a negative or like a positive multiple, it widens. If it's a negative multiple, it shrinks or thins out. Or there's a few different. There's a whole way you can go about doing it. There's a note system, but in this case, I'm going to go ahead and try to speed run it. Okay, so it's to the left, and it's down. I think it's a little wrong. My thing's wrong. So one of these is negative. I think it's actually this, but I'm gonna. Here's my reasoning, because if it's minus, you go left, and then negative, you go down. That's my thinking. So I'm gonna redo this. And put the minus here. Okay, so I know that's wrong. Good thing I'm checking my work, right? That means, I think it's this, plus 1, minus 2. I know one of the left and rights, they kind of reverse it. Let me see if this makes sense. Okay, so somehow I got that mixed up again. And this is plus. I wonder if they let you use graphing calculators. There we go. Yeah, because that looks like what we have here. So it's going to be minus, then plus. Minus 1 plus 2. So minus 1 plus 2. Okay. And I quite often find myself going double checking, making sure that's minus 1 plus 2. Alright, question 3. Choose all correct expressions. Identify each expression that is a factor of this polynomial. Alright. So this has to be a factor, right? So you're basically not doing 2 and 4. So you can take those 2 out. There's a few ways to do this. I'm gonna look this up here. Oh, come on now. Alright, so that gives me the add and subtract second term to expression and factor by grouping. Okay, so here we go. So this, you can math weigh this. 2x minus 3, and x plus 7. 2. Okay, there we go. So I think that's correct there. Just to make sure. I'm going to calculate it another way. View options. Alright, what happens if I do grouping? Yeah, it basically does the same thing. Greatest common factor, then combine. Okay, so I think that's an option there, right? Question 4. What is the commonly factored form of the following expression? X 2 and 1, I think, right? No, X 1 and 3. Oh, got the question, but not the thing. Get rid of that tab. Turn that into a square. В смысле? В смысле?
Давай поедем в фреш-маркет. Съездим.
Зачем?
Жди там, когда тебе кто-то что-то позвонит.
Башка, я сделаю все.
Я не сделаю.
Я задание делаю.
А?
Задание сейчас делаю.
А потому что у тебя какой-то отметка?
Потому в какой отметка? Ничего не сказали. Ничего не сказали. Alright. X plus 1, X plus 3. What is the binomial factor of... Alright. I'm sorry, which binomial is a factor of this? Okay. So the same thing, but they want at least one of the binomials. Alright, so C minus 3, C plus 5. Alright. Which binomial is a factor of the quadratic equation that is graphed on the coordinate plane below? So we've got to get at least one of these, right? So I need either a binomial that shows that this graph has moved by 1 to the left or by 9 down. So one of those two. Okay. So how do we do that? A few different ways I can think of. So let's eliminate the obvious, okay? So since this is moved to left by 1, let's add a negative 1, which is the vertex here. That's one of the numbers is a 1. And then this is also down by 9. Okay, so I'm a little confused here why we got 2s, 4s, and 8s. Yeah, it's a negative 1 there. That is interesting. Okay, so we got some interesting numbers here. Which binomial is a factor of a quadratic equation as graphed on the coordinate plane below? Oh, that's not what I want. That's how to tell if it's a function or not. Looked up a calculator. Try Desmos. I haven't used Desmos in a while. There we go. Okay, so that's our graph. Since this is a factor, let's do x. Come on, why aren't you typing? There we go. Come on. Alright, so that moves it left. And then this should be... Alright, that brings it up, right? That brings it down. So there's at least a 2 I can think of. So I'm thinking that 2 is correct, a plus 2. But this is what, a half a point or 1? That's 1. Okay, so this is what, down by 8? Oh, that's definitely not right. That's interesting. So I think this plus 2 is likely. These questions are tougher than what I thought they would be. I'm looking at the other questions here. Identify 2 graphs of a quadratic with a binomial factor of x minus 4. Huh. Alright, let me go back to my question. So I do feel like that x plus 2 that I was talking about before makes sense. Like, let's say, let me get rid of the 1 here. Now I gotta figure out what that function is. So let's go back to my other option. So I know x squared gives me parabola. Oops, that's not the number I want. 2. Alright, so that gives me that makes me go up. Makes me go down. And since we're down by what, 9, I think. That's what we had. Alright, now I'm trying to type and this keyboard's acting up. Oh, there we go. What did that just do? Okay, no, that's not what I want. Okay, so that's how you go down. Now how do I go left by 1? Oh, that shrinks it. Okay. Alright, there we go. I've got to figure out what that magic number is, right? I'm thinking this is an 8 now. That puts that point at an 8. That's got to go down a little bit more, doesn't it? There we go, I figured it out. So what's my, let me look at my graph. So 0, 0. Alright, cool. So I basically got that graph there. So x squared minus 8 plus 2. Now I got to go and reverse engineer this, right? So I can get my binomials. So we know the function is x squared minus 8. X squared plus 2x minus 8 if we're going to do that ABC format. Mine's a little switched up here, right? And all right, so let's get them binomials. X squared plus 2x minus 8. X. All right, come on now. X squared. Well, what do we have here again? 2x. Oh, come on. This computer's acting up. Sorry. X squared plus 2x minus 8. Okay, so I gotta do the factoring. Alright, minus 2 and plus 4. Since we don't have a plus 4, we gotta go to minus 2. Which is a 0 of the following functions. So f of x, function of x, basically function of this. We can also use MathWay for this. I'm going to leave Decimus. And make sure I correct this too. Find the zeros, or the roots. 4 and negative 3. So we've got a 4 here. So that answers 7. This graph is shown below. What are the solutions for when this is equal to 0? Oh, that's easy. Plug this into MathWay again, or solve for actually just compute the thing. Solve for x. 2 and negative 4. There we go. 2 and negative 4 and 2. Alright, functions graphed here. Which of the following best represents the function graphed above? Alright, so 0 is equal to, what is that, 15, and 1 is equal to 16. And then 3 is equal to 15 again. So there's a few ways we can do this. I'm actually probably going to have to bring up Decimus again. Alright, y equals, alright, x, so that's basically x squared. And we got a 3 and a 5, right? Plus 3 plus 5. Alright. So first thing it's gotta be on the right instead of the left. So I'm gonna put minus on both of these. And that should bring it to, there we go. And then we gotta bring it way down. So one of it's minus, one of it's plus, right? So let's first try the plus. Alright, since that's basically on the left here, it's flipped, so you gotta put it on the right. And if I zoom out, basically it's 15 here, right? And it's 15, 16. So that's your answer. Plus 3 minus 5, right? Yeah, plus 3 minus 5. So that best represents the function of, basically, what's the answer to this graph? What's the function? Okay, and we have now our last question, question 10. Select all correct answers. Identify two graphs with a quadratic with a binomial factor of x minus 4. Okay, so we got our x. Okay, so first we got to do is we got to put this on our left and we got to bring it up. Alright, so that brings it down. That brings it way down. There we go. So I moved it pretty much up, right? It's on 0. Alright, now I gotta bring it left. I brought it up. Because when x equals 0, hold up. Yeah, y equals 0 here. X equals 4. Oh no, that's odd. Oh, that's not true exactly, isn't it? Okay. What are my answer choices? Maybe I can come up with something. Oh, my bad. I looked at that freaking question wrong. Oops. Fix that. Identify two graphs of a quadratic with a binomial factor of x minus 4. Okay, now this is interesting. So basically, they want look at these graphs. Which of the graphs has part of a which of these graphs has a function that has a binomial of x minus 4? Is basically what it's saying here. Identify two graphs with a quadratic with a binomial factor of x minus 4. So what they basically want you to do, all right, I wonder if this is what I think it is. So what if I do this? X squared, so that's my parabola. Okay, that moves it up. We're not up, we're, what are we doing, plus 2x? Nope. And then this, I know that will shorten and widen. How do you move it left and right? Because I know this is up and down. that moves it diagonal, right? Yeah, that's up and down. Yeah, that's sort of diagonal, isn't it? Right. So it looks like we have to do diagonal up, don't we? Okay, this is not an easy quiz, isn't it? Probably something obvious I'm forgetting. Alright, y equals... Alright, might have to take a look at another way. Let's do it this way here. Okay. Let's see here. I know there's a way I can do this. Yeah, you gotta use the quadratic formula, remember? X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Yeah, plus or minus is your plus, there's your minus. That's how you that's how you basically you factor. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. I remember learning that in freaking middle school. So business think. Let's find two graphs of a quadratic binomial factor of x minus 4. And it's multiple choice, so it's two of these are correct. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's 6 graphs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so what's our given? So we have an x minus 4. If I do x plus 4, no, that doesn't do anything. Okay. I don't know that. I don't think that helped much. Let me see. Do it to find two graphs of a quadratic with a binomial factor of x minus 4. So what is, alright, so what is x minus 4? It basically moves it to the right. If I do x, that moves it right and down by 2, and I think that's a 4 there, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So what are, okay, that parabola is at a 0.5. That is a negative 0.5, but it's wide. Upside down one So I'm hoping we find something with this, that these two here, that's what I'm kind of leaning to, because these two look like they could be same thing but flipped, while everything else I don't see no relation other than this one. And so what's our odd ones? The odd ones would be like this one doesn't make sense, I think. And then this one doesn't make sense. It doesn't connect with the other ones, so we can kind of eliminate those two, right? So it's one of these pairs of the -4, +4, it's on 0, or it's these ones that are kind of like to the left and to the right. It's F4, so that helps us out a little, right? What gives us... How do we even put that here? Oh, okay. Getting somewhere here. What is that? That's a 3. 4 puts it at a 2 for some reason. 2. Where's that at? Oh, that gives us a weird number. Go back to 2. Okay. I have to do it this way. I have to do it the old way. Oh man, this is pretty tough. Now I gotta do my research because I don't know how to do this question. I'm doing this kind of like at a time where my head's not completely working. I don't remember even answering these kinds of questions when I was in school too. So what happens if I do x? So x minus 4s are given. And so I put negative. It just flips it around. Okay. Right. Kind of leaning towards the ones on the line. Sucks is I don't know how to check. That last one's fun. Alright, well, boost is grade up. It's probably going to mark that last one wrong. Is it not going to let me see my grades? Yeah. So at least I boost his grade up at a 9 out of 10. So that goes, that extra 2 points or whatever you want to call it is going to help. But that was not an easy quiz. But you saw my reasoning there. So, yeah, well, thank you.